Hey guys, my name is Jacob. I'm a student at JTech, and today we're going to be going over how to mount and balance tires and how to do a tire rotation. First thing you want to do before you start your tire rotation is lift your vehicle to the desired height. Then you're going to find the correct size impact socket for the lug nuts, which in this case is a 19 millimeter. You're going to grab your impact gun with that 19 socket on it. Come over to the lug nuts and remove it. Set your lug nuts off to the side. Set your impact gun down and pull the tire off the studs. Alright, now that we've removed the lug nuts and have one wheel staged to be rotated, we're going to take this rear wheel, move it to the front since we're doing the back to front, front to back rotate. You want to push it up against the hub. Take your lug nuts, spin one all the way down to hold it securely against the hub, like so. You're going to grab the rest of your lug nuts and only spin them on there a couple times to prevent cross-threading. Then you're going to do the same for the rear. Alright, now that we have the wheels rotated, you want to take your impact gun and tighten your lug nuts in a star pattern. So for a 4 lug, you're going to start here, go here, shift over, finish off here. And it's always a good idea to pass back over in the reverse star pattern. And that's just to make sure you haven't missed any lug nuts. Alright, for balancing tires, you're going to want to have your tire off the vehicle. You're going to find the cone that fits this car for this wheel, which is going to be the small side of the gray cone for this Hunter machine. You can either cone it from the front, or you can cone it from the back, depending on which method you want to use. There's 2 different adapters for that. For coning from the back, you're going to use this cup, which has a rubber condom on it to prevent damage to the wheel. Front, you're going to use this adapter, which puts pressure against the back side of the cone and forces the wheel up against this plate to simulate it being against the hub using lug nuts. Cut that one. Alright, now you're going to want to tighten the wheel onto the balancer. To do that, you can either hand spin it on here, or you can come down here to the foot brake and double tap it quickly. And it'll tighten it automatically. Once you have the wheel securely on the balancer, you're going to want to make sure that it has the proper air pressure in it. Connect this to the valve stem. The tire is slowed to 32 psi. You want to make sure one more time that it's on there securely. Close the hood. And this machine measures the wheel for you. There's certain machines, well, some machines where you're going to measure the wheel yourself. And this machine uses road force to get a better balance on the tire. As you can see, this tire has excessive road force. So you're going to want to hit force match. It's going to show you the high spot of the tire and the high spot of the wheel. You're going to want to match those up. So you're going to grab your chalk. You're going to mark it right here for the tire. You're going to hit servo on the machine. You're going to spin it and show you where to mark on the wheel. You're going to mark there. Then what you're going to want to do is take the wheel off of the balancer, move it over to your tire machine, and rotate the tire on the wheel to where those lines match up. Alright, now that we have done the road force and rotated the tire on the wheel, you're going to want to respin the tire, figure out what weight it's throwing for the imbalance, which in our case is 0.75. So you're going to take your weight, go onto the wheel, match it up where it's going to be at, which is going to be right here. You want to hammer it on. Then after you do that, you're going to want to spin the wheel again. The power side, right? You're testing the power side of the ball. As you can see, the tire is balanced. So he wanted us to record all that. Alright, the first thing you want to do whenever you go to dismount a tire is you're going to want to let all the air out of it by using your valve core remover and taking out the valve core from the valve stem. Let all the air come out first. Once all the air is out of the tire, you're going to want to move it over to the debeater. So you're going to take it. If you have a TPMS sensor, which this one doesn't, but I'm still going to act like it does just for reasons of being cautious, you're going to want to make sure your valve, your TPMS is up at the top, 90 degrees from where you're going to pop the bead at. You're going to take this, move it in, make sure that it's sitting at the edge of the wheel, making contact with the tire, and you're going to want to bring it in where it pops off the wheel, drops down into the drop center. You're going to turn the tire around, do the same thing over here. Rotate the tire, do it one more time. After you've popped the beads off the wheel, you're going to take it over here, set it on top of the clamps. Then there's this foot switch right here. You're going to want to lift it up, clamp the tire onto the machine, make sure that the wheel is secure. Once you do that, you're going to want to grab your duck head, move it over, make sure that you have it seated against the wheel properly. You want to lock it into place. Then there's a foot control down here. Whenever you press down on it, rotates the wheel clockwise. If you lift up on it, rotates it counterclockwise. And you're going to want to bring your TPMS sensor around. Get it lined up behind the duck head so that you don't break it. You grab your tire iron, come in here, pop the bead over the duck head, rotate your tire clockwise, around, lift it up to make sure that it's off. Do the same thing with the TPMS sensor again. This in there, apply pressure and lift it up. This, you're going to want to put your hand on the bottom of the tire to lift it up to make sure that it comes over the duck head. Bring it around. Now that you've dismounted the tire, you'll want to take it. Whenever you go to mount the tire, you want to make sure that it's the DOT number facing up. So you're going to want to rotate this around, find the DOT number right here. This DOT number, that's always going to be facing up. You're going to want to lube the beads. Going to take your tire, rotate your valve stem or your TPMS around, grab your duck head. Whenever you go to seat the tire, you want to make sure that it's sitting like this over the duck head to where you have it over the tail and underneath the bill. Rotate the tire with the wheel, let it drop down, bring your TPMS around, stop it here. Do the same thing again. You're going to want to apply pressure to the tire and keep the pressure in the same spot. Let it seat. Move your duck head out of the way. Grab your air hose, connect it. Put air in the tire to shoot the beads. And once you have your beads set, you're going to want to fill your tire up to your specified air pressure. And once you have the specified air in it, you're going to remove the air and screw your valve core back in. After you have that done, verify you have the correct amount of air in. A little bit more air. Now we're at 32 psi and we're good to go.
Cut.